In this section, we're going to take a look at how to go about programming in shift items. The first thing we want to do is go into Policy Setup. And located within the Back Office section, if you scroll down to the very bottom of that, you will notice that there's an entry in here called Use Product Shift Keys. And in this, you want to make sure this is set to yes. If it's not set to yes, then you will find that the tab for Shift Products will not show up in the Back Office system. So make sure that's set to yes, and you apply that. Now, if we go into Product Setup, you'll notice that there's a tab in here that says Shift Products, and this is where you can go about applying those to certain items. Now, in this database, I have programmed, we're just going to focus on one example that I've done here. I have programmed in 3 items. The first one is a small soda. Now, on this small soda, I've programmed it in, given it a price. I've also programmed in another item called large soda with its respective price. And of course, there's nothing showing up on the shift products on either of these. But one other item I have programmed into the system as well is just a generic one called soda. Now on this, I have no price associated to it, but on the shift products, I have associated the small soda in shift level number 1 and large soda in shift level number 2. Having done that, the next thing you do is you go into your menu setup and you program in the button for that soda. Okay, so there's the generic soda with the shift products applied to it. And I've applied that to the order template. The next thing I want to do is just go into my order template and just make sure that's assigned to the station. Now, having done that, the next thing I want to do is go into Form Designer and go into the default, well, the one that I'm going to be working on here will be the default order form. And so I have this up on the screen. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a little bit of room for this. Now in here, I'm going to program in a couple of function buttons. Now on this function button, I am going to come down to where it says Function Type and assign this, just scrolling down to the bottom, as a shift key. Now having done that, I now come up to function name, and you'll see I've got all the 10 shift keys in here. I'm going to choose shift key 1, which will be level 1. And you'll see I have that in there. Also what I can do is I can just change the caption of this from shift key to small. So now I have a small button. Now I'm also going to create a large one, and I can either create it from scratch, or the simple way to do it is just right click, copy, paste. All right, so this way I have a button that's most of it's programmed and it is the same size. And from this I'm going to call it large. And on the function name I'm going to change it from shift key 1 to shift key 2, which will be level 2 for that. And having done that, I'll save those changes. Okay, now let's go into the front end and take a look. Okay, so coming out to the front end, I'm going to just start up a table. And here I have my order screen. You'll see I've got small and large, so the 2 buttons in there. Now on this, I'm going to go to my non-alcoholic, and there's my soda that shows up in there. I'll select on small soda, and there's the small soda. I'll select on large soda, and I have that applied. So basically the one button can link to the 2 items, or in this case you can do it right up to as many as 10 items. I've also done the same for coffee as well. Small coffee and large coffee. If you just select on the individual ones, all you'll get is just the generic buttons like this. So make sure that with any one of these you do actually identify as far as whatever the level button will be for that, be it a small, medium, a large, a black, a white, whatever. You can identify whatever those functions will be. Now, if I was to throw in maybe another set of buttons, let's say for example mild, medium, and hot, if for, maybe I had a whole variety of different chicken wings or something like that, then I can program in mild, medium, hot, or whatever buttons in addition to this as well. But instead of using levels 1 and 2, I would maybe use levels 3, 4, and 5. So just make sure that you don't have them overlapping.